guys, so I got a new camera. It's a Nikon, and I got it for Christmas, and hopefully the quality of my videos are a little bit better now, as I was recording on a crappy little camcorder before, and this seems to work a lot better, so we'll see. I'm not wearing any makeup right now. It's school vacation. I'm feeling kind of lazy. If my face offends you, I'm sorry. It really shouldn't. But whatever. I don't know you. So yeah, don't get mad at me for not putting on makeup. Who will? As you may or may not know, I read a lot and I work at GameStop, so I play a lot of video games. So I figured I'd start doing reviews on like my favorite video games and books and maybe animes and maybe movies. I don't know. I do a lot of that pop culture stuff, I guess. So I'll jump around and do some reviews for all of that. I might do some tutorials and, I don't know, clothing DIYs. I think that's what they're called. But today I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite books that I just recently read called Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer. If I mispronounce that, I'm really sorry. I read it like a month ago, and it was pretty awesome. I don't know if you guys know, but I am a pescatarian. I have been for like 6 months now, I think. Yeah, and it's for health reasons and animal rights reasons. I don't want to argue with anyone on that, so please don't start attacking me. I'm just a humble pescatarian. So yeah. The little disclaimer, it's not like I hate fish and that's why I eat them. It's because I still live with my parents, so it's just a lot easier for them to like cook meals and do all that sort of stuff if I have fish in my diet. It's not like I have a thing against fish. I'm waiting until I move out and then I'm just gonna get rid of it all and become a full vegetarian. So as of right now, it's just for convenience of my family. So yeah. Back to this book. What I like about him is he's not like thrusting it in your face, you need to be vegetarian, you need to stop eating animals. He's just very, I'm gonna tell you about this and you can make up your mind, you can continue eating meat, but this is how the world is, and this is how animals are killed, and this is what it's doing to the environment if we continue to factory farm in this way. But you don't have to stop eating them, I'm just telling you. And I like that. I mean, like, it wouldn't really offend me if he put it any other way, but it's just refreshing to not have someone thrusting something in your face for once. So I think that makes it a bit more tolerable. Another thing is, he admits that he's not perfect. Like, he talks about how when he was first dabbling in vegetarianism, which was when he was in his teenage years, I think, he relapsed all the time. He was like one of those vegetarians that occasionally ate meat. But what really struck me was he was so interested in the whole meat industry, I guess, because of his kid. He had a son, and when he had his son, he was like, maybe I should look into this before I start feeding him meat. And that's why this whole book and his whole kind of expose of the factory farming industries like happened, which I find really cute, but maybe that's just me. Another great thing about this Jonathan Safran Foer person is he's very funny and he doesn't sugarcoat things. Like one of his chapters is called, let me find it, Slices of Paradise, Pieces of Shit, and it's basically talking about how the overwhelming amount of animal shit is doing a lot of bad things, and I found that really funny. And he's very blunt, which is nice. But everything is like really nicely organized. Like in the beginning, the first chapter is called Storytelling, and it's like talking about his grandmother, and a lot of the things he talks about parallels to the fact that he is Jewish, and like his grandmother had to deal with being a Jew in Europe in the 1900s, and how that actually sometimes relates to, excuse me while I die, relates to the meat industry and like food in general and stuff like that. And I found that really cool. It was something I didn't really expect when I first started reading it, but it was like a nice little pleasant surprise that I found. Another great thing that you kind of need when you're reading nonfiction books is he has all of his sources all in the back, and that's really nice, because a lot of people I find when they read, when they write opinionated nonfiction books, they don't cite things, and it's like, well, I don't know whether or not to believe you and your little opinion, because where are you getting this information? I don't know. So, thank you for doing that, Mr. Foer. I appreciate that. And the last thing I want to mention is, at the beginning of each major chapter, he has like a little fact about animals, the meat industry, farming, factory farming, any of that. It has it right under the chapter title, and I found a lot of them to be incredibly shocking, and I like shocking things, so it was just nice to have that at the beginning of every chapter, that little woo kind of factor. And a lot of my friends were like, what, really? And I was just like, yeah, I didn't know either, but it's cool, so you learn things from those little shocking factoids. Go out and buy this, read it, check it out of your library, or don't. I don't really care if it's not your cup of tea. I'll be talking about a whole bunch of other types of books. It's not just animal rights and that kind of thing, even though that's kind of like a big portion of my life now because it's like super important to me, but I'm gonna have other things too, don't worry. And now that I have this new camera, I can actually upload things without having to worry about me looking like a grainy little bleh. And if I upload this and I find out that I look like a grainy little bleh, then I'm going to be upset. But whatever, hopefully it'll just look a little bit better, and if not, say lovey. So, I'll see you guys later, and I hope you have a nice time doing whatever you're doing until I see you next.